Willy, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now. And I think it's such a pleasure to be doing it for Rolling Stone and Español. How did you feel making a movie in real time with such a big audience?
It was a big challenge. You know, the size of the audience wasn't the priority at first. I just wanted to make a movie and allow the audience to be able to see this happening. Because there's so much excitement on set when you make a film.
It is.
I wanted that to be captured as part of the way that I show all of the fashion. And as I was working on it and it became a bigger experience, I was just like, I want to invite as many people as I can. I want to open this up to all of Paris. So that's when I got the stadium.
Yeah. It's really such a treat to be able to see a production of that size, because there's so many moving parts in a production, even if it's closed, you know? Yeah. I mean, but having lighting, sound, you had music, you had choreography, you had actors. What was, you think, the most challenging bit to coordinate?
There were so many challenges along the way. The most challenging, finite challenge would be the timing. You know, the timing of the entrance of every model, the sound, because the soundtrack was coordinated with the movie.
Yes.
So if you heard like the heels entering the room,
that was
not her heels.
The hair standing on her ends. Yeah. Absolutely, that was incredible. That was the best entrance. It's also because every show of yours has this sort of anticipatory anxiety. Everyone's so excited to see what you're gonna do. And when you walked in before the show, everyone was like, what's gonna happen here? And then with those footsteps, everyone just seemed to like kind of calm down.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It was a crazy feeling. It was really a crazy feeling.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed the theater just became silent. With over 2,000 people in that space.
So many.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But you were saying that the choreography of the entrances was the hardest part?
Well, not just the entrances, but you know, all of the movement. And I worked with Damien Jallet, who he's Madonna's choreographer.
Okay.
And he also did Suspiria, the film Suspiria by Gaspar Noé, one of my favorite films. And his precision with the timing in the rehearsals, you know, we had so many rehearsals and the timing for everything had to be perfect in order for everyone to see the looks and to capture the story that was happening. Brilliant. And Mon Laferte, who opened the show,
she was incredible.
Incredible.
She was incredible.
She's such a beautiful, wonderful, incredible person. I love her so much.
And her performance was perfect.
Yeah.
She was the one who shut everyone up.
Yeah.
It's her walking, the way she walked, the way she moves, of course how she sings.
Yeah, her voice is incredible and her acting is. Yeah. And you know, she does a lot of stage acting.
Yes.
But her face on screen is mind-blowing. You know, so it was such. She's a friend, and it was such a pleasure for her to work on this. And you know, she sang live every single rehearsal.
I noticed at the show.
Every rehearsal, like, you know, most of the artists at some point they want to protect their voice, so they just practice to the live play. But she sang live every single time. She's incredible.
She's incredible.
You know, there is a very strong connection between music and fashion, and there's an overlap in the two. It hasn't quite totally matched up.
Yes, I think you live that more than many other designers or design houses, because all of the musicalization to your shows, I think it starts from there. The feeling starts from there.
Yeah. I mean, the way I did this one is I wrote the script, and then as I was working on the script, I was listening to music and thinking about the songs that told the story of the script. And then I was like, I knew I wanted to work the fade,
Okay.
I knew I wanted to work with Fade. I knew I wanted to work with Zunai, and I knew I wanted to work with Mon.
Okay.
So they were kind of the groundwork.
Okay.
And then I was able to bring in Little Mystery from Who's Gone Wild.
Yes.
And I was so happy to be able to bring in all of these different parts of the Latinidad.
Yes.
You know.
And they're so also different as well.
Yeah, and Santos Bravos, the amazing.
Brand new.
You know, brand new.
Brand new.
So cool, so fresh. These guys are incredible. Yeah. And everyone so great to work with. They all got along so well.
How hard was the rehearsal between like all of these?
Rehearsal was very difficult. It was very, very stressful because of the timing. But I worked with Bureau Batak and Damien Jallet, who I already mentioned, right? Suspiria.
No. Oh, you said that, yeah.
Yeah, Damien Jallet, who helped me with all the choreography. He put everything together, and all of the talent was so professional that they were amazing to work with. You know, they were great attitudes, willing to take direction, all working very, very hard to get their cues and their timing and their acting right. So it was passionate rehearsal, very stressful, but at the end just very rewarding. They were all very happy. Everyone was so happy.
I think it came out. I mean, it's a live show. You're coordinating all these people live. It was what, like 100 something different people?
Yeah, 115 or 20. But I can't wait for you to see the film, really.
When do you come out with it?
Hopefully soon.
Okay, I already told everybody they have to go watch it. It's probably on YouTube by now.
Well, the live stream is on YouTube.
Okay, perfect.
But
So
I'm
that's
doing
what
an edit of the film that'll come up like in a couple of days. We'll have it
amazing.
out.
Willy, why are we in Paris? I think that was also a question. Apart from it being fashion capital of the world and you know everything we know, what does Paris mean to you? To maybe that kid who grew up in here in California, or what does Paris mean to you? Why are we here?
Well, you know, Paris is the largest stage for fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I want to be here because this is the best way I can grow my business, but it's also the largest platform for me to share my vision, and the largest platform for me to show Latinos on this platform in a way that we have never been seen before.
Exactly. This crew here, Patti, our photographer, and Daniela, our producer, they're Colombian as well. And trust me, Patti walked out of the show and she said, "I've never been prouder to be Latino. This is so exciting." So yes, I mean that will attract.
I love that, and I really want that pride to resonate, you know, globally for Latinos all over the globe. To feel so proud of who we are and see our talents, our musical talents, our talent to design, our talents to act, you know, all of our amazing virtues we have as Latinos on a stage that is so big, everyone wants to see it.
Yes, and your show has this component of excitement, of run up to the show, and being there, it makes you so happy to be from Latin America.
Yeah.
I mean, from any country too. I even seen Brazilians be very excited about the shows.
Oh yeah.
What part does music play in this whole excitement? I mean, your relationship to artists feels different than many other designers. I mean, obviously, you know, many designers will dress artists and in shows and tours and everything, but for you, the relationship feels different. You know, when you see Mon Laferte opening a show for you, or Vivir Quintana last season saying that it feels different than you just dressing them or inviting them.
Yeah, I think of dressing celebrities very differently than when I work with him, because working with them is first developing a friendship and then getting to know whether we work together well, and then creating something together. So when I work with musical artists, it's very intentional. It's us aligning on the story and the message that we want to put out into the universe. One reason I do it is I want to raise the voice of Latino talent, especially in a time when, me being American in the US, there's such terrible aggression toward Latinos in general. It's like, we literally have concentration camps in the United States holding Latinos who are pulled off the streets and families broken. So there's a nightmare happening in the United States right now. And for me to contrast that ugliness by showing the beauty and the joy and the radiance of our culture is the best contrast I can offer to them.
I think that's also something I wanted to get into, because despite this awful situation that we live nowadays, and maybe whatever rejection you may have felt in the US growing up or still feel, or from a more chauvinistic culture in a small town where you grew up in, you still choose to celebrate the cultures. You still choose to celebrate having Mexican heritage and being American, and you have a positive relationship with it. And that goes to the message of this show about the power of love.
Yeah.
Because it's choosing to love despite whatever things we don't agree with. And celebrate the culture despite not being okay with what's going on in the places, in the communities. Yeah, just go.
No, I wanted to have that love present through all of the emotions that we experience in the collection and in that film. So even though the story is love and the strength and the power of love, we experience death, we experience murder, we experience joy, we experience love and lust and all of these different layers of love. But ultimately, it's this love that connects all of us, a love that we all have, and it's an instinctive love where if you see somebody fall down on the ground, or on the street, you immediately want to go help them. That's like in its instinct of love that we have to look out for one another and protect one another. And this film and this show and this collection, I wanted to show that in a way that makes us feel happy about ourselves, and not show that through a lens of anger, but through a lens of joy.
That's the most important part. I think that's the most valuable bit about what you do, because I think we're very used to seeing things through a lens of anger and through a lens of more separation, and I don't think that's going to be a solution. People need to understand that. So on behalf of everyone, I think thank you. Well, what's one thing you think will never change, no matter how big your platform gets or how important you get or how famous you get?
Okay, well, I will always stay grounded.
Okay.
I will always stay chill. I have my husband to ground me, and I know that because of my roots, because of my Mexican family and the way I was raised, I will always be appreciative and grateful. And I think, and I will always nurture a team that works out of kindness and love.
Right on. How would your friends describe you?
They'd probably say I'm funny, forgetful, probably a total mess, but I think they think I'm very talented.
And how would you describe yourself?
I think I'm emotional. I think I'm like a total dingbat. I think I live off of passion, and I think I'm a nice guy.
You are.
Yeah.
You are. I heard you say that sometimes it's hard for you to meet people and not immediately think how they would look better. What should I change?
Oh man. I would put a black sleeveless t-shirt on you.
Okay, right on.
But you look pretty good.
This show was dedicated to the power of love, and in that order, I'd like to ask you what's the craziest thing you've done for love?
Wow, gosh, that's a really tough one. I mean, it's really hard to break someone else's heart, you know? I don't know if that's the craziest, but that's the most difficult, I think. And then I think the craziest is probably like with my husband picking up and moving to Europe just because we were like tired of New York, just saying, let's go try Europe and doing it. Yeah.
And that's it, Willy. Thank you very much.
That's it?
I mean, we can talk some more if you want. Congratulations, Willy.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
What a pleasure.